Hello everyone, welcome back to RCH Builders. So the last thing that you would have seen is I was working on putting up the rafters over the master bedroom area, master suite, and then was kind of stopped videoing for a little bit because we were trying to hurry up and get as much done as we could, and a bunch of little tie-ins and stuff. So what we've got here and what we've done is, you can see up here, let's see how well I can zoom in, that we have 1x4s that we have ripped down. It's kind of hard to see the seams in the new stuff. You can see it in the old because it's separated. You got that little spacing there. But we have continued that over the addition, because this is, again, it's historical, so it'll continue that 1x look from underneath all the way across here and then up through the soffit on the edge here where the fly rafter comes out. So you can kind of see the seams there in between them, and we'll be continuing that all the way up the ridge. Once we got past the where the eave is, where it will be exposed and visible from underneath, then we simply spaced them about a 2x4 space, about 3.5 inches apart, just to give us something to maintain the height for the OSB that is actually on top of that. So we did that there, and I actually did it all the way across this side of this master. The reason we did that is so that I could do the gable wall right there, because that wall, and we'll show you that up above, but that wall goes on top of this roof. So that wall right there is sitting on top of this roof where that roof ends. And so there's a few things that still need to be done. We've got this end all closed off, except they got to put one more piece of plywood right there in that corner. That's just one last piece. And then the vent that was on the original portion of the house, we're going to go ahead and move out here. So it'll still have the ventilation, because this old mill house style like this, the vent cannot go up through the eaves. Just historical district wants it to match the way it was, so we're going to move that vent out here and allow it to still breathe through, at least. So they're just going to have to finish off that little bit. Got all our windows in, and I'm going to be continuing the 1xs down through here. First, I'm going to have to tear off some roofing on the old portion over there. I'm going to go up top and let y'all see it from up there. So this is from the gable wall right here. That's where that vent's going to go. You can see it there, and you can see right here, this is where I was talking about these 1x4s. So, and these are actual full 1x4s. What we did on the outside, we had to rip them down to 3.25 instead of 3.5. Of course, 1x4 is actually 3.5 inches after they've milled it all the way down, planed it, and dried it. But we had to rip it to 3.25 so it matched the Tongue&Groove that was on the old house. But we've got that in there. We've got our little king post here to help hold up the ridge beam right here again. Right there. And we'll still be adding collar ties in here as well, but that part we can add later. And down through there, that's where the old house is, that's where the old vent was. It's actually sitting right there right now. We took it out so we can measure and make sure we got the opening the right size. We've also got right here, and we got another one over there, and one here. And there's another one back there and one over the porch. These are what we call stiff necks. What they do is they help support these joists in the middle. The nails going down into them will help keep those from going like this slightly. And the one that is behind it is what makes it a stiff neck. What that does is that keeps the 2x6 from going like this and twisting. It helps hold it all stiff. So that's kind of in reverse from down low. The same thing that is done with this post here. I'll show you it over here where you can see it better. So we basically, it's like a T. You got the same setup. You got one 2x4 here, and then the other one is facing the other way. Because most lumber, when it twists, is going to go against this. It's going to go like this. So by doing one this way and the other one the opposite direction, it helps. This one is held from being twisted by this one, and this one is less apt to twist because it's laying that direction anyway, but at the same time, this one will keep it from twisting that way. So they work together to help do that. And we're gonna go down here where you can see we built this little wall here. Let's back up a little more. So you can see where that comes up. That's where the master area ends, and then the porch begins. And we just built that wall on top of that after supporting all that and everything. So there's the other stiff neck for the porch. And the easiest way to do this that we've been doing on this side is we were doing just enough of those to get up for a 4x8 sheet. So we went just enough to be able to get that first row on, and then we put that on top. Then we went enough for this row and put this row on top of here. And we'll continue to do that all the way up. It just makes it a lot easier because then you can get the OSB up into the attic and then out here without being quite as risky as trying to bring it up that way when it's so high off the ground. So over here we've got, that's what I tore back, the existing roof, so that we can tie into it with the new. Now on the back side I probably won't go quite as far. I went this far because of the vent that's over there and a few other things, the way that this was all tied in with their OSB and all, to give myself some more room to try to fix all that. But we still need to do the back side, and hopefully I won't have to do quite that much tear off. But we'll just have to see when we start tearing it off, is all. But we got that entire side there. That's the longest side, and that's where I'm going to be having to rip off enough here and then start doing the 1-bys over in that direction. I will probably do that before I finish this side right here. The reason that I will do that is because that over there, if I keep going up this side with this full length, especially without the collar ties in, then I'm putting a lot of weight pushing that direction, and I want it to then I want enough coming this direction as well, so they're kind of pushing against each other. It's not as big a deal over there where we did the master suite area because it's a lot shorter of a span. Technically, because of the span, you don't need collar ties there at all. But that's what I'm going to do, is probably start over there, do the tear off, get that one going, and then just go back and forth. Once Tyler finishes with that other OSB sheet, then I'll probably have him start on these collar ties, which will also help. So that way we can have a few different things going with that, and I guess that's it. I'm gonna get started with doing some tear off, and then we'll try and show y'all a little bit of what we're having to do with the 1x4s. So just to basically match the look of the old house.